Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. So today I'm going to show you guys how to oil change a 2017 Honda Accord Sport. And these are the things that you're going to need. You're going to need an oil pan. You're going to need your oil. I'm using Mobil 1 020. Only Mobil 1 020. The last session I used Extended Life 020. Now I'm using Advanced Fuel Economy 020. You're also going to need a filter. These are the tools you're going to need. You can use a ratchet or a wrench, and the bolt is 17 millimeter. You're going to need a flathead screwdriver to take out the 5 retaining pins. I'm going to show you that in a minute. You're going to need to replace these washers when you do an oil change every time. So I've got some nylon one, and I also got an aluminum one. This is the original one, so I'm going to use this one here. And then you're going to need one of these oil filter wrench. This thing helps really, it really helps with taking the oil off, especially when you have slippery hands. So yeah, these are the things here. You're going to need a floor jack. And you're going to need a jack stand for extra safety. Alright, so let's get into it. Alright, so first thing you want to do is pop open this cap. The reason for that is because when you're draining the oil, it acts like a vacuum. It drains even faster. If you don't open this cap and you drain the oil, it's going to take you a little bit longer to drain. Alright, so here is the 5 retaining pin that I'm talking about, a retainer clip. There's one right there. There's 2. There's 3. Back here, there's 4. And then back there, there's the 5th one. That's it. It only has 5 removable retainer clip. And then there's one right here, which is stationary. So in order for me to take this cover off, well, I don't take it off. I just move it out and swing it to the side, and then I'll have access to the oil pan and yeah. I just want to clear that up with I think somebody else commented on my first oil change video saying that their 2017 Accord have 7 retainer pin. So yep, here it is. I only have 5, so that should clear up with whoever's wondering if they have 7 or 5 retainer pin on their Accord Sport, and it's 5. Alright, so here's the 5 retainer pin or retainer clip that is on my car. And if you guys see, I had to swing the cover to the side in order to get access to the bolt in order to drain the oil. So yeah, let's do that. Position the pan and prepare for the waterfall. Oh, this one always wants to shoot because the drain is from sideways instead of under, like my old car. With my 95 Honda Accord, it was draining from the bottom instead of the side like this. So you gotta prepare for the sideways shooting action from the oil. Here we go. Boom. Oh yeah, caught it. Alright. If you notice how fast it's draining, that's because we took the top cap off. If we didn't take the top cap off, oh man, it's gonna take some time. I got this pan at Walmart for like, I think $5 or 6. Pretty good. Comes with the little net on top, so you could put your bolt right there, and also when you're changing the filter, you can just leave the filter on top. Alright, so if you guys do oil change, you guys know that you need to replace this washer on every, oil change. And I've used this once already. It works really great. It sealed the plug really good. But since I have this aluminum one that comes with the original plug, I might as well use this until it's done. So I'm gonna use that, and yeah, let's do it. Alright, so I've drained the oil. I put the new washer on, tighten it back up by hand. You don't want to over tighten it, you just want it nice and snug, because the heat from the engine and you driving is going to expand the metal, so it's going to tighten it by itself. Anyways, that's plugged. So now let's get to the oil filter. And what I'm using to get the oil filter off is this oil filter wrench that I got at O'Reilly. I think it was like maybe $3 or $4. It's either O'Reilly or Walmart, one of those stores. I kind of forgot. But anyways, this thing makes taking off the filter a breeze, because if you have slippery hands, you're never gonna get it off, ever. Here it comes. There, I see it spinning. Alright, so now that you got that loose, you can move the pan towards the oil filter. So that way when you take the filter off, all of the oil will drip into the pan. Alright, so there it is. Whoa, that is black. I usually do my oil change within like maybe 4.5 to 5,000 miles, even though they say that full synthetic can go up to 7,000 miles between oil change. I feel that it's safer if I do it like 4.5 to 5,000. I'm so used to doing conventional oil change where it's every 3,000 that, yeah, my personal opinion is I think it's safer to not go all the way to 7,000. So yep, so I'm gonna replace the filter and then I'll show you what's next. Alright guys, so before you put on the oil filter, it's recommended that you put some oil on top of the rubber O-ring up here, or the rubber seal, before you put the filter back on. So I have already put some oil on there, you can see. So now I'm ready to twist the filter back on. And this is a replacement filter. And don't forget to recycle the old one as well as the oil. Just recycle, guys. Don't throw it away. It helps the environment and it helps with reusing the stuff, because they could always refurbish or remanufacture or rebuild or re something with it. Alright, so I'm twisting this by hand first, and then I'm going to use the oil filter wrench just to tighten it up a little bit. I don't want to tighten it up too much. You're not supposed to over tighten this either, just like the boat. There you go, that's good enough. Alright, so let's recap on what we did. We drained the oil, we've replaced the washer on the boat, we've replaced the filter. So the next thing after that, you want to put the cover back on, and then you want to drop the car. So as you can see, I've already lowered the car, took the jack stand off, took the jack off. So now that it's leveled, you're ready to put in the oil. Alright, so let's do that. Alright, I'm using Mobile One 020 and only 020, because that's what it says in the manual book. Alright. I'm also using a full synthetic, nothing else, not conventional, nothing else. So I'm going to pour in 4 quarts, and then I'm going to measure the dipstick. Alright, there's 4 cords. Oh, right on the dot. I don't know if you guys can see that. Right on the dot, it's full. Once I start the car up, it's gonna go down just a tiny bit because it's gonna cycle through the engine. Alright, so you're done with your oil change, but you need to reset this thing. So how do you do that? This is how you do it. So you go to your oil life, and then the button here, hold it for 10 seconds. There you go, it's blinking. And then you want to push and hold again. There you go, 100% back to normal. And that's how you reset the inside thing here back to normal for the oil life. Alright, so I'm gonna start up the car. Oh yeah. Then I'm gonna go to my trip. Alright. I want to reset all my trips. So that way when I'm driving, I know when to do the next oil change. And there you guys have it. So let's recap on what we did. We got our tools that we need. We lift the car up with the floor jack. We put it on jack stands. We then open up this cap because it acts like a vacuum when you're draining the oil. We then went underneath, removed the 5 retainer pins to take off the cover. We moved the cover to the side, and then we took off the bolt to drain the oil, and then we put back on the bolt with the new washer, and then we replaced the oil filter using a oil filter wrench. And then after that, you want to put the cover back on. You want to lower the car so it could be on a leveled ground, and then you want to pour in the oil. And then after you pour in the oil, you want to measure the dipstick, and then once you get your right measurement, you want to go inside, you want to reset the odometer, and then you want to start up the car and then just let it run for like 2 to 3 minutes so the oil could cycle. And then after that, you want to check the dipstick again just to make sure that the oil level is right on the money or right on the dot. Yep. Anyways, this is my second video on the oil change, on how to oil change 2017 Accord Sport. And yeah, hope you guys learned something. If the first video wasn't enough, hopefully this one here would top the first video. Anyways, thanks for tuning in, guys.